Coming up on SportsCenter, the Broncos face their toughest test of the year. Would they pass? The BCS passes on K-State altogether. The subject of our conversation, Randy Moss, gives advice on how to cover him.
You can probably contain me, but I don't think you can stop me.
It's a red alert as the Terps have to raise it up a level against the Cardinals.
He's the elevator man!
SportsCenter, the best by leaps and bounds. Next.
He looks, he pumps, he throws it under some pressure. There's a man wide open at the 45-50, 45-40, Terry Glenn, 35-30. He's gone. New England with an 86-yard touchdown.
Pitches to Waters running left, first down, and more. They will not get him. Ricky Waters breaks the tackle for 39 yards and a touchdown.
Elway pressure, steps up, wide open, sharp, end zone, touchdown, Denver! Touchdown, Broncos, they're in the lead.
Big-time production value for the same low cable price. I'm Kenny Mayne along with Dan Patrick for the SportsCenter.
Ahead on the show, more fallout on the BCS rankings. The Jets and Seahawks game comes down to a play where instant replay probably would have made a difference. But first, Denver continues its quest for perfection. The Chiefs look for a little redemption.
Or at least attempt to keep from anybody being fired or suspended. When we last visited the Broncos and the Chiefs, Derek Thomas was trying to alter the look of Shannon Sharp's helmet, like remove the face mask. Installation of a muzzle would have been the more effective ploy. As it turns out, the silent treatment from Sharp came this week. As for the team game, not many thought Kansas City would offer much more than a whimper as the Chiefs stood to be swept by the Broncos for the first time in 7 years. Broncos trying to get out 13-0. There's much love between Shannon Sharp, Derek Thomas. It's good. First quarter Chiefs ball, Rich Gannon, the fake, the throw, the Andre Rison touchdown. I believe that's sarcasm there. Chiefs up 7-0, still in the first. Gannon. Kimball Anders out in the flat. Lowers the boom and into the end zone. 14-zip Chiefs. I love the man in the uniform. Second quarter, Broncos down 21-14. John Elway. Ed McCaffrey. He doesn't salute, but he ties the game at 21. Still 21 up. Third quarter, Broncos coming. Second to go. Terrell Davis has the ball. Doesn't. Lost it. First lost fumble in 836 touches in regular season games. It's a touchback for Kansas City. Chiefs following drive. Rich Gannon cranking it out for Joe Horn. Joe Horn. First career touchdown. Chiefs are up 7. The saluting thing is popular. Broncos driving. Down 31-21, 7.5 to go. Elway zips it. It's Willie Green. He beat Dale Carter. Green all the way down to the 1. Actually, Dale Carter's the one who makes the play finally. Davis would score his third TD of the game. Broncos are down 3 now. Elway to Shannon Sharp. Hadn't caught a ball all game. Did that time. And he has 7 straight 50-catch seasons, the most for tight ends. Broncos are up by 4. Here's Gannon back to throw. But Alfred Williams is laying on top of him, and he's excited as the Broncos stay undefeated. They got pushed, but nevertheless, the Broncos are just the third 13-0 team in NFL history. Denver's win clinched a first-round bye and home field advantage through the AFC playoffs. Terrell Davis now has 59 touchdowns. That breaks Marcus Allen's old record for most touchdowns in the first 4 years of a career. Here's what his coach thinks about being 13-0.
I was very proud of our football team, the way we fought back. We hung in there. Didn't look for a while that things didn't look very good. We didn't take advantage of some opportunities. But I thought it showed the character of our football team, the way we hung in there and we fought for 60 minutes and found a way to win.
There were some things we did well, but the bottom line is that we couldn't stop the big plays on their offense, the chunks of yardage that they produced.
They brought it to us. They gave us everything they had. You know, they pretty much played their best game, and we didn't play our best game, but we found a way to win, and that's the ultimate goal, is to find a way to win.
Now, Elway's 400-yard passing game Sunday was the second of his career, and the fact it came this year puts him at the top of this list on the chart displaying longest time span between 400-yard games. His other came on the final regular season game back in 1985. Now, the Patriots and the Steelers, children are invited to midfield to see the NFL referee's coin collection. Drew Bledsoe, broken finger 2 places, but didn't hurt him enough to stop him from cranking it out for Terry Glenn. 86 yards. He didn't throw it 86 yards, but the play covered that. Longest catch of Glenn's career. Patriots up 13-3. Now it's 16-9 Patriots. Bledsoe going for his tight end, Ben Coates. Covered by Levon Kirkland. Good coverage, but the flag is thrown for cheating. Pass interference is called. We take another look to see how women 18-35 feel about the play, and maybe they don't feel there was interference. Kirkland hustling out there at 270 pounds. Ball to 5. The next play, it's Robert Edwards. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down until they get in the end zone. 23-9 the Patriots. Check it out, the immaculate implosion at Three Rivers. No one hurt. Most of the stadium is still standing. Patriots win it 23-9. Back to Glenn. He set a team record with 193 receiving yards. After losing 4 out of 5, the Patriots have now won 3 straight games. This was their first win at Pittsburgh since 1986. Pittsburgh's still having a rough time on offense. The Steelers have scored just 2 touchdowns in their last 14 quarters.
The Jets don't have history on their side when it comes to the final month of the year. December, you see, has given New York the cold shoulder. During the 90s, the Jets have won just 6 games total in December. But linebacker Pepper Johnson wasn't in the mood for a history lesson while prepping for the Seahawks this week. The only thing I want to hear about Jets history, said Johnson, is Super Bowl III. Phil Luckett and his crew don't want to hear any more about the coin flip controversy on Thanksgiving Day. 7-0 Jets first quarter. John Kitna changes all of that, finds Joey Galloway. 70 yards as he burns Aaron Glenn. Tied at 7, but don't tell anybody about it. Next Seahawks possession. It's a different angle. It's the same result. It's Galloway getting behind Glenn again. 14-7 Seahawks. 21-13 Seahawks third quarter. Vinny Testaverde under pressure, picked off by the rookie out of Clemson, Anthony Simmons, and he will avoid Testaverde's weak attempt. NFL best 10th touchdown by Seattle's defense or special teams. 28-13. Jets down 31-19. Testaverde looking for Keyshawn Johnson, having a Pro Bowl year. Testaverde completed 42 passes, but the Jets trailed by 5. Fourth quarter, 4th and 9. Rather than go for a John Hall field goal, Testaverde hits Dedrick Moore on the slant. Jay Bellamy drills him short of the first down with Bill Parcells' decision haunting. The officials huddle before the Jets' last drive saying, let's don't screw it up. 4th and goal from the 5, 27 seconds to go. Testaverde convinces Bill Parcells the quarterback sneak. Now, there's no signal from the referees initially. 18 seconds after Testaverde goes down, the refs finally signal a touchdown, and Dennis Erickson has got to be miffed. Parcells says, guys, I want a 2-point conversion. Stop celebrating. Look at it again. Another bad call. Knee goes down, doesn't break the plane. Another brutal day for Luckett's crew as the Jets pick up the victory by the final of 32-31. The win, the Jets' 6th straight at home, keeping them atop of the AFC East. Aaron Glenn, the Pro Bowl defensive back, suffered a sprained ankle. Reserve fullback Keith Byers broke his arm. The status of these 2 players will be further evaluated on Monday. Testaverde throwing a career-high 63 passes, completing 42 for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns. Following the game, you didn't have to read between the lines to get Dennis Erickson's take on Testaverde's sneak.
Most disappointing loss I've ever been involved in. I mean, you play like we did, and it gets down to that one play, and just totally disappointing.
I just don't think they stepped up to the plate and did an accurate job of officiating the game at the end when it was on the line. You know, anybody can officiate it when it's the easy calls. But I mean, I need you there. You're trained for crunch time. And I don't think they follow through with that.
I didn't see the damn play, okay? Okay?
Go right into the touchdown.
Telling me what the hell I'm looking at.
John Gruden's offense struggled in the first half against the Dolphins' defense. First quarter after an Oakland blocked punt. Donald Hollis to Ricky Dudley. Off Dudley, Sam Madison, an INT. Dolphins would get a field goal in the ensuing possession. Robert Jones introduces himself to Donald Hollis at the 2-yard line. Next play, Hollis looking for Harvey Williams. This looks like Joe Theismann to Jack Squirek. 10-0 Dolphins. Second quarter, Raiders down 17-0. Sam Madison says hello to Hollis. Raiders got a field goal on the drive. Oakland's next possession, it's Donald Hollis looking for Harvey Williams. I think it's a good idea to stay away from Harvey Williams. Robert Jones takes it back. Hollis, 6 interceptions, sacked 8 times. Raiders lose by the final of 27-17. So after turning 4 first-half turnovers into 24 points, the Dolphins held on to remain tied with the Jets atop the East. Miami created 6 turnovers, raising its league-leading total to 26. The Dolphins also added 8 sacks. To Cincinnati, the Bengals and the Bills. Bills owner Ralph Wilson vowing to be on his best behavior. Those 80-year-olds can get out of hand. Doug Flutie to Eric Moulds. Oh, does Doug Flutie have a weapon? Set up an Antoine Smith touchdown. Bills up 7-0. Bengals down 10-6. Lee Johnson can't hold on to the snap. Bud Pelfrey can't pick up the loose ball. And if you're a Bengal fan, would that be paper or plastic? Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bills down 13-10. Flutie, Moulds, goodbye. They're not gonna get him. Moulds, a career day. More on that in a moment. Fourth quarter, Bills up 26-13. Flutie under pressure.
Flutie under pressure.
Guess who he goes to? Eric Moulds.
Touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that great to be a Cincinnati fan and then they won a new stadium? Boy, that's a great product. Do I sound bitter? Do I sound like I'm from Cincinnati originally? 33-20 the final. The Bills have won 8 of their last 10 to stay in the chase in the East. Moulds turned in the 5th best receiving game in team history. 6 catches, a $196, 2 scores. The Bengals, who have lost 8 straight, figured to have lost Neil O'Donnell for the rest of the season. He's got a broken hand.
If computers are really all they're cracked up to be, why didn't the ones from Jeff Sagarin in the New York and Seattle Times kick in with some artificial intelligence and spit out the decision that the final BCS declaration is that there be a playoff? Instead, losses on Saturday by the former unbeaten Kansas State and UCLA required some rethinking on everyone's part about which 2 are the top 2 and deserve a spot in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. In the end, the 2 major polls and the 1-2 ranking of the BCS computation match up. It's unbeaten Tennessee, which got by Mississippi State on Saturday, and once beaten Florida State. Those 2 will play for the national title January 4th. Here are the shiny, happy people involved.
Our team has been very resilient all year long and found a way to get it done at the end. Obviously, this is a very exciting time for our program. We've been right on the edge and right in the mix to be and have a chance to be in this national championship game, and now we're getting a chance to do it.
I've watched Tennessee through the year, and they definitely deserve to be where they are. I mean, they started from day one, and they have the symptoms of a national championship team. I just hope we can play good against them.
Florida State has better holiday decorations. Here now, your runner-up BCS bowl games. UCLA will play in the Rose against Wisconsin. Ohio State gets Texas A&M in the Sugar. Florida and Syracuse will contest the Orange. Kansas State ended up 3rd in the BCS rankings, but didn't land a BCS bowl game. K-State will be remembered for playing in the Alamo against Purdue.
Still to come in the program, would the Terrapins' highest ranking in 22 years be short-lived? We have the highlights of the number 2 Terps and the number 5 Cardinal, not to mention the rest of the day and night from the NFL.
Looking on his feet. Chandler keeping the football. Touchdown, Chris Chandler. Chandler taking the ball and slacking it against the protective padding.
Fred Taylor running left, magazine. He's at the front. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
They'll run it. Terry Kirby trying to sweep the right side. Stopped. He wants to throw to Owens in the end zone. Touchdown, right corner. Oh, they buffaloed the Panthers on that one.
Guess what? Susie Fetterman got sick, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom. For only $99 or less, you can fly coast to coast when you purchase by December 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Let's do it!
With an extra value package, the 99 Corolla CE comes with power windows, power door locks, and air conditioning. So you and your friends will be a lot more comfortable.
Hey, we can fit 2 more in here. Come on!
During the holidays, it's great to be here in the Rocky Mountains. And not just because it's so darn pretty either. This is a great place to be because it's home. sure hope you can be home for the holidays, too.
When we were traveling cross country, we stopped at a place. They had the business channel we started watching, and the market was going down, and we said, there are these stocks we wanted to buy, and from the road we called up.
Called Schwab because we didn't have a phone modem in the motorhome, so we couldn't trade online. Where were we?
Utah.
Utah.
We're in Utah.
On a payphone, talking to Schwab,
Trying to get.
buying the stocks. There's a feeling of exhilaration. Hey, we've done it. You've committed to it. Then we got back in the motorhome, traveled on our way.
And those purchases
have
done
very well.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Charles Schwab, providing people, technology, and support to help you gain financial control. And by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Well, it certainly looks like the Vikings have started wrapping their Christmas presents a little early this season. On Sunday night, Minnesota looked to put a bow on the Central Division with the win over the Bears. A victory would not only give the once-beaten Vikes their first title since 1994, it would also secure a first-round bye. Randy Moss, a big reason for the Vikings' success. Bears plan to double-team him all night. How about a third guy? First play from scrimmage, Randall Cunningham to Mo Williams in for the injured Robert Smith, and he's gone for 64 yards. Williams' first touch of the season. 2 plays later, from the Bears 6, Cunningham, Moss, 12th touchdown on the year. Meanwhile, Chris Carter, the other half of the Vikings' dynamic duo, out with a calf strain. He would not catch a pass, first time in 111 games that had happened. That meant more catches for Moss. 8 catches. This one in front of Walt Harris. 27-0 Vikings. Third quarter, the coup de grace. 27-7 Vikings. Cunningham, Moss. Moss, first rookie to make 14 touchdown receptions in his first 13 games. There's plenty more where that came from. Vikings win this one easily to clinch the division. 44-22 the final, 48-22 the final in this one. Vikings break the Packers' 3-year hold on the Central, clinching the first round bye. Minnesota joins the 95 Raiders as the only teams since the merger to score 45 points in back-to-back games within a season. Next Sunday night, it will be the Jets, it will be Miami, it will be the game before the game for the Dolphins, because they've got the Denver Broncos who could come into Miami. Perfect. The Dolphins and the Jets next Sunday night with Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, and Paul McGuire, 8:15 Eastern. To Jacksonville, Jaguars, Lions, first quarter, second play of the game. Mark Brunell, his final play of the game, hit by Robert Porcher. Brunell's left leg gets caught, and he sprained it.
He is slow to get up.
Did not return. Backup quarterback Jamie Martin took over. First quarter, no score. Oh, did he ever take over? Keenan McCardell with a touchdown. 7-0 Jaguars. And McCardell, knowing that there's no NBA highlights, does his best George Mikan impersonation. Second quarter, Lions down 17-3. First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Barry Sanders, great cutback. 39 yards down to the Jaguars 2. Detroit would kick a field goal. It was 17-6. Still 17-6. Martin, Jimmy Smith, 24-6 Jaguars. Early in the fourth quarter, 27-16, Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor, 183 yards. The touchdown. Jaguars win it by the final of 37-22. The win allowed the Jaguars to move 3 games up on the Steelers in the Central. Taylor earned $350,000 in bonuses for going over 1,000 yards and scoring 12 touchdowns. Sanders went over 100 yards for the first time in 3 games, but failed to score a touchdown, rushing for the 7th consecutive game.
The 49ers carried on Sunday after the loss of Bryant Young. The Panthers carried on after the loss of 10 games. San Francisco sought a sweep of Carolina for the 2nd straight season. Obtaining it was a near necessity if the Niners were to keep pressure on Atlanta for the NFC West lead. Third quarter, Niners are rolling up 21-7. Garrison Hurst, the handoff, and he's going places. Watch Terrell Owens come along, knock out Brent Alexander, the good late block, and Hurst scoots in at 28-7. Now 28-14 in the 4th. Steve Berline leading the comeback here. Lobs it up. Rocket Ismail had to steady for the ball. Has to reach over for the goal. 40 yards and in. It's 28-21. After a Niners punt, Tim Biaka Batuka, 10 yards and in. Great Scrabble score. Ties the game at 28. Now 27 seconds left, tied at 28. John Casey, chance to win it for Carolina.
Newbie!
And he pulls it right. Not good from 47. Still 28. We'll go to overtime. First possession, Berline, military precision. Chris Dahlman right to him. He recovers it. 49ers ball. And Steve Young rolling, keeping, goes 21, slides in at the 10. He's fast. Sets up Wade Ritchie, 23 and good. And the Niners win this thing 31-28. Niners ended up with 236 rushing yards in this one. That's the most ever given up by Carolina. San Francisco's now won at least 10 games in 16 straight seasons. That extends its NFL record. This win clinched a playoff berth. Carolina dropped to 1-8 this season in games decided by 7 points or less. The Colts, the Falcons. Colts are up 14-0, then the Falcons get fancy. Chris Chandler to Jamal Anderson. Back to Chandler. Launches it out for Tony Martin. That's a restaurant quality play. 40-yard play. 14-7. The Falcons are down. Minute left in the first half. 3rd and 1 for the Colts. Travis Hall reading it. Lost his helmet. Kept his mouthpiece. Variation of the chicken dance. Falcons driving. 5 seconds left in the half. Chris Chandler. Nobody open, but there's space in front of him. Then he tries to show how strong his arm is and throw the ball through the stadium. Chandler, 3-yard touchdown, tied at 21. Peyton Manning, first play of the second half, share, and he does. Ray Buchanan, the former Colt, picking him off, takes it back inside the 15. 3 plays later, we counted. Chandler. I said Chandler. This time he'll have a man. The fake, the roll, Terrence Mathis. Good throw. And Ray Buchanan likes what he set up over on the sidelines. 28-21 the Falcons. Still same score, 28-21. And Jamal Anderson blowing by and through people, 26 yards, 30 carries, $122. Falcons are winners. Falcons are 11-0 when he has 20 or more carries, and they do well when his mother's shown also. That's 6 in a row for Atlanta, and the Falcons hold their 1-game lead in the NFC West. Chandler ended up 20 of 28, touchdown run and 2 touchdown throws. His counterpart, Peyton Manning, we just showed him getting picked, but he actually broke Rick Meyer's rookie record for passing yards in a season with 3 games still to play. He also holds the rookie record of throwing a touchdown in 10 straight games.
They are 8-0. They are ranked 2nd in the country, and they are winning by an average of 32 points a night. Those gaudy numbers perhaps conjure up images of a cream puff schedule, but the Maryland Terrapins have proven they can treat quality opponents like UCLA and Pittsburgh, just like they did Hofstra in Western Carolina. On Sunday, Maryland needed to raise its game and perhaps lower its expectations when the 5th-ranked Cardinal came calling at the MCI Center. Steve Francis gets the ball from Terrence Morris. Eventually, Maryland up by 7 at halftime. Second half, more Francis. He's only 6'3". Yeah, right. Maryland up 5. Stanford would stage a comeback. Peter Sauer, the pull-up for 3 that touches portion of the rim, and then the bottom of the net. We're tied at 45. Stanford would eventually go up by 3. Steve Francis in the spot shadow, gets out of the spot shadow, makes the steal, and then takes it the distance. Part of an 8-0 run. Mike Montgomery needs a timeout. Stanford down 3 with 16 to go. Sauer can't hang on to it. Montgomery telling his team to get back. They don't. Ron Profit at the other end. Maryland wins it 62-60. Steve Francis, the man, the go-to guy, came from Allegheny Community College. The junior college transfer scored 24, 9 more than his average. You don't have to be perfect in the final 5 minutes of a game, said Coach Gary Williams. You just have to play tough and smart. In Tennessee, the Vols in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, which came in averaging 78 points, was held to just 53. The Vols held the Panthers to a 31% shooting performance. Tennessee attempted 24 more free throws than Pittsburgh did.
Please stay. More football's coming. The Cowboys would clinch a playoff spot with the win in New Orleans. This here didn't help. And our college guys will analyze the final numbers, the ones that show Kansas State rated 3rd, but not in a BCS bowl.
The more challenging the path, the more rewarding the life. That's the real spirit of a man. The Johnny Walker Collection, sportswear and accessories.
We got everything on everyone's wish list. What are you doing?
My TV is for your parents. What? That VCR is for our nephews. Will you stop it? That mini system is for your brother. These are gifts.
Not till December 25th, they're not.
We've got all the games on your Wiz list. Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64, now $129 each. Only at the Wiz.
I say we keep everything.
Cool.
What's on your Wiz list?
History. The top rushers in college football history have all won the Heisman. Archie Griffin, Herschel Walker, Charles White, Tony Dorsett. Now, one man has passed them all. Will Ricky Williams take his place in Heisman history? Or will one of these playmakers beat him to the podium? The Heisman Trophy Award Presentation Show, Saturday at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Back with more tackle football. The Cowboys, the Saints, 9-3 Saints. Kerry Collins. Little pressure, sidesteps that, and lays it out for Andre Hastings. Beat everyone. Outruns Kevin Mathis, 89 and in. Collins' second touchdown pass of the first half, and new form of celebration for the Saints. They're so cute at that age. Next week, they'll hang a piñata from the goalpost. Rough for Emmitt Smith in this game. People leapfrogging to get to him. Joe Johnson coming through. Zips him for a 9-yard loss. 22-3 Saints in garbage time. Emmitt trying to get in for his 124th career rushing touchdown. It would be a record, but he's dropped there, and then he's stuffed again. Mike Ditka said it's the best D he's seen. And Dallas coach Chan Gailey said, we got the dog beat out of us. The Saints held Emmitt Smith to 6 yards, held the Cowboys to 8 rushing yards total, kept Dallas out of the end zone, and more importantly, kept the Cowboys from getting into the playoffs. A Dallas win would have clinched a spot. Saints quarterback Kerry Collins is now 3-0 playing against Dallas. The Ravens and Oilers 3-zip the Oilers. Eddie George, he's alone in the backfield. And now he's alone in the end zone. 10-0 the Oilers. 20 seconds left in the first half, and this is festive. Brad Hopkins flipping up Michael McCrary. Some shoving, pushing, 15-yard penalty on Hopkins. Fourth quarter, less than 2 minutes left. Jim Harbaugh trying to get back in it. He does. Zips it to Floyd Turner, second touchdown of the game. Ravens down 16-14. Now 55 seconds to go. The Ravens coming. Harbaugh deep. Deflected by Samari Roll. And Steve Jackson comes up with the pick. Nice play on the D. The Oilers hang on to win it 16-14. So Tennessee still has playoff considerations by avoiding a third straight loss. The Oilers haven't made the playoffs since the 1993-94 season. Tennessee entered the game with the fewest sacks in the NFL. Came up with a season-high 6 on Sunday. The Oilers also got 3 field goals from Al Del Greco, 2 of them from 48 yards out.
For weeks, the football rankings appeared to be comprised of more BS than BCS. 3 unbeatens, 2 positions, 1 bowl game. But after the fallout of Saturday's action, the cry in college football is no longer who's number 1, but rather who's number 2. As we told you earlier in SportsCenter, Florida State is the beneficiary of the losses turned in by UCLA and Kansas State, and as a result, the Seminoles will face top-ranked Tennessee for the national title. Now, that's the abridged version of the BCS rankings. Here to explore more, our college team quarterback by Chris Fowler. Chris.
Hi, we're joined by the Sears Trophy. That's the prize that goes to the champion in the coaches' poll. That'll be awarded on the field in Tempe, January 4th, to the winner of the Tennessee-Florida State game. The Seminoles, as in '93, need help late in